Hold on, wait a minute. What's good? It's Like 360, and today we're finna be talking about the sun and Sagittarius. So happy flight day to all the Sagittarius out there, all the Sagittarius sun, moons, ascend. Here we go. It's your flight day. So we gonna live it up this Sagittarius season. We gonna party like it's 1999. But yeah, getting into these energies with the sun being in Sagittarius, this is what we're gonna be consciously aware of. This is what everybody's going to be consciously aware of, and this is what our vitality in our actions, in our viewpoints, our life force is going to consist of, these energies in this modality and these natures and qualities that we're able to apply out in nature whenever we're going through the seasonal transition, whenever the sun and from its space and location that's relative to it, when it comes to that fusion, friction, and pressure, when it comes to what's being emanated on the east, and we're just rotating to the left and interacting with that water cycle that plays out differently in different atmospheres. So water playing out differently and different atmospheres, those two density levels interacting, creating that hot cloud to give off that color spectrum and that distance and that position that we stamp and deify and anthropomorphize and create allegories around it and call that Sagittarius, or the owl, if you want to get into the native astrology and things of those natures. But just understanding this energy and understanding this is what we're going to be going through when it comes to. So you want to end up developing biases that suit your insecurities down here in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, because you may just be a lost human looking for validation, in the sense of validation and comfortability, not knowing that these are the same things that's putting you in a docile state of being, putting you in docile spirits, putting you in spirits where you can't be able to produce these things yourself. So you're too busy consuming and eating bullshit that's going to be making you spiritually fat, making you spiritually weighed down. And you know what I'm saying, you're not going to be able to be as light as a butterfly and be as gentle as a dove if you're consuming too many things in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension that deals with making your esoteric belly full. And these things may not be, the same things that you need to eat that's going to resonate with your spiritual space. Or these may be the same things that make you depressed, make you docile, put you in some energy of being oppressed, needing liberation, all types of cages and things of those nature. So we got to make sure that we're eating the right things spiritually, because the sun is in Sagittarius, and this is what our actions and our viewpoints is going to consist of, wanting us to be a little bit more free when it comes to our expressions. We're not going to want to feel so caged. We're not going to want to feel so like we are obligated to do things. We want to be able to act on our own volition, but it can go two ways. When it comes to the sun being in Sagittarius, you can either go about this in a way of escaping or expanding your current circumstances and situations in your life. So we got to make sure that we're being a wise enough spirit and know how to take spiritual accountability and know how to be the wise spirit, so we can be able to expand instead of escaping, utilizing things in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension for forms of escaping instead of expanding into that next area, into that next plateau, so we can be able to grow out of that old snake skin layering system that we was in, so we can be able to expand that awareness and become something more beautiful, become something more brighter, and things of those natures, instead of getting stuck and confined into that old habit, routine patterns, people, places, and things that keep us in that state of being, of not fully being able to realize or understand or get a grasp on our capabilities and our incapabilities. So we got to keep that in mind as well too, when understanding these energies and how Sagittarius is going to be affecting all of us on a grand total scale of things, because some of us can be making the bed that we lay, and then later on down the line we may not know that the bed that we're making may be a negative bed. So we got to make sure that we're understanding these energies as well too, because these things may look promising in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You may be getting all the attention, you may be getting all the money, you may be getting all the like and support, not knowing later on down the line when these things is gone, what are you gonna have? You're gonna have nothing. You're gonna have to sit with that. And if you wasn't really understanding those godly natures that you can be able to extract from these energies, that you're gonna feel less than, and you're gonna feel like you're gonna be in some self-entitled energy to be looking at these things around you, just like these are the things that you're gonna be using to gravitate people. These are the things that you're gonna be using for a form of praise and attention. And at that point, you're just being a Luciferian at that point. So we gotta kind of understand what's going on when it comes to paying attention to these energies and understanding astrology, astronomy, and anatomy, because all these things are the essence of life. You know what I'm saying? It's the essence of life. We don't have to get lost into the baggage or the words of just the essence of life. You go outside and experience these things, look around your current circumstances, situations every day, and be able to see these things for what they are. Being able to see these natures and these characters being played out through the personifications through humans. And things of those natures, when you actually have that spiritual eye. to be able to see how these things are being utilized, and seeing how these things are being formatted, and seeing how these things are being encapsulated into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, and things of those natures. So we got to keep that in mind as well too when it comes to understanding what's going on, so we won't be getting lost into the sauce. So we won't be so flunked out, you know what I'm saying, playing out a character that's really not us, that's really not true, that's really not genuine, because you may have signed some deal or a contract or something like that that ain't got nothing to do with all possibilities in God, and trying to fulfill that space of all possibility, and trying to fulfill that space of God, so you can be that unique individual. You can be one of a kind. You can be yourself down here without having to will and kneel and bend to any man type of ideal of philosophy. So we got to kind of understand this as well too when it comes to understanding these energies, so we can make sure that we're getting ourselves prepared for, you know what I'm saying, these new moons coming up, this full moon coming up, so we can be able to have the right mind, we can be able to have the right intellectual property to attack whatever type of person, place, or thing that may be playing out some demonic or devilish energies that may look like they're coming in the grace of God, grace of Jesus Christ. Things those people just get lost into their own mind nowadays, you know what I'm saying? People just lost into their own mind, lost into the loop of the loop system. They don't know if they're coming or going. So we got to kind of understand that energy as well too, so we can be able to be the ones that can actually help these individuals out, and be able to help these individuals out of that lostness, so they won't be so flunked out when it comes to their circumstances and situations, and each one teach one. Teamwork makes the dream work. The better that we're able to help individuals and help individuals out, and not just being so self-serving into our own natures, but understanding our natures, understanding ourselves, and being able to deal with ourselves a little bit more better, then that'll be how we can be able to help other individuals to get out of those low-hanging fruit energies, those low-hanging fruit stimuli, so they can be able to expand their awareness and expand their mind. And wherever the mind go, the body follow. So if you got your mind on $1 million, your charismatic gifts and talents, things of those natures, then the body's gonna follow. The universe ain't gonna have no choice but to formulate around you in your mind, because you're the one that's creating these things as within, so without. So we got to kind of understand it as well too. We got to make sure that your mind is on the right things, and make sure that your mind ain't on things that deals with reprobate energy, low-hanging fruit energy, being lost into the world, being lost into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, being lost into externalizing. But understanding that these things come from your internal nature first, and understanding the yin realm. The better that you're able to understand and get more of a grasp on the yin realm, you'll be able to understand and know how to formulate and emanate and go to different spaces, and actually astral travel to these different spaces, so you can project that image, emanate that image, that can be so that it can actually become something physical that you're able to tangibilize, if that's even a word, use as tangible, or see something that's tangible, or an inanimate object. But we got to keep that in mind as well too. So some people might be on things that don't got nothing to do with God. Some people might be on things that just deals with their own self-serving energies, their own ego, their own narcissism. So those are going to be experiences that they're going to be manifesting. They're going to be putting their spirit in that hell, that cell, that cycle, to continuously be producing those types of mentalities and thoughts and feelings that's only going to lead to those types of outcomes. So we got to kind of understand what's going on when it comes to understanding the spirit realm. So the better that we understand know how to maneuver and how to fly our spaceship in the spirit realm without getting attached to so many things, the other 1, 2, or 3rd dimension, but understand that we're just utilizing these things for forms of security, safety, and stability, and not getting so attached, so oppressed, or emotionally confined into these things, or thinking that these things are the end all and be all, getting out of our own self-serving natures and energies. Then the better that we'll be able to understand how we can be able to create these things, and know how to let go of things and separate from things, and take that left-hand path, and actually say no to things that may be looking promising in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, not knowing that your soul gonna be getting a soul with it, your character gonna have to come with it, your intellectual property and your creative goal gonna have to come with it, and you may have to sacrifice that and put that to the side, because some individuals may just be wanting to watch you from a distance and block your shine, and block you, and block whatever you got going on, because whatever you got going on is better than the sliced piece of bread that they may have created, because you came out with something better, and things of those natures. So whatever they touch gonna turn to gold, or whatever you touch, that bitch gonna turn to nothing. That bitch gonna turn back to God. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta keep it in mind as well too, when understanding these energies, so y'all can be able to put y'all mind in the right spaces. So y'all can be able to put y'all mind in the right frequency, vibrations, and things of those natures. So y'all won't be so emotionally confined to the things that do to the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, because everything that we see outside of ourselves at this state, at this level of awareness, at this density, is primitive. So we got to kind of learn how to get more out of our primitive natures, because that's why we got the zodiac. That's why they like to call the zodiac the animal will. These are nothing but our demon urges and our lower natures. The animal will, what we create from the sun and moon phases. So the sun and moon is like the first bodies that we was creating, that we was utilizing as, you know what I'm saying, bodies as portals to be able to portal through and be able to experience realms and realities with each other. So we got to kind of get back on that level of life where we're more atmospherical, instead of us being lost into these lower animalistic natures and things of those natures that only deals with us being lost into routines and patterns, hells, trauma bonding, ego bonding, ego tripping, things of those natures. We got to kind of get out of those energies and get back more to our true spiritual native type of energies and things of those natures. So you got to kind of respect game where game's given. You know what I'm saying? Just can't be out everywhere in the world just thinking that, you know what I'm saying, you got some holy type of godly message, and you wasn't the one that actually been through these experiences to actually experience the things that some individuals have been through, and to be able to have that as a testimony. You know what I'm saying? So you may just be lost into the sauce of things of those natures, but we're not going to get too deep into those energies, because the moon is not the moon, but the motherfucking sun is in Sagittarius. We all trying to be free. We all trying to lighten up. We all trying to be thunderbirds and things of those natures. We're all trying to be the owl. We're not trying to swoop down too low into these humanistic, animalistic types of ideas, these humanistic, animalistic types of ways of conversating and bonding and relationships and all those things. Because right now we're going to be seeing the bigger picture. Right now we're all gonna have to kind of see the bigger picture right now, and we're all going to be looking at these energies for what they are. Like, damn, we can see a whole collective group of individuals that's lost into one fucking fart cloud, and playing out those characters and those characteristics from that fart cloud, putting themselves in a hell that's going to end up being their maker, that's going to end up being the same world that they're going to come back to at the end of the day, because they don't know how to separate themselves from those types of ideas or ideologies and philosophies and thought forms that Masons and Jews have crafted from behind the scenes to put individuals into that stimuli so they can be able to learn those behaviors. So it's all learned behavior. It's all hand-me-down type of learning and knowledges and ways of looking at the world and viewpoints and things of those natures. So we got to kind of get back. We got to kind of get back closer to God, where we're able to understand these energies ourselves and be able to go outside and understand these energies ourselves, so we can be able to teach ourselves. So that's the best form of being able to learn, being able to teach yourself, and the same energy, the same gem that you be able to learn and be able to extract from the world, you can be able to get up to other individuals and help other individuals rise up out of those lower animalistic nature and those lower animalistic ideologies and viewpoints and ways of seeing the world around them, so they can be able to help other individuals. And once you be able to help a spirit get out of those lower animalistic natures, once you be able to help a spirit to get out of those low waters, those low vibrations, those low oceans, and be able to go to a different atmosphere, so they can be able to create a mind and an organ in the spaceship or a light body there. And the longer that they stay inside that space, resonating on that frequency vibration, where they're understanding the birth, life, and death, birth, life, and death, incarnation and reincarnation, then you just brought somebody to the water. But it's up to that spirit to be able to make their own cup. So we got to kind of understand that as well too. When it comes to us, we all got to take self accountability for what we have created, for our creations. So some people, like 90% of the world, their mind don't get to this level. Their mind just gets so lost and indoctrinated by people that look just like them, a black person, a white person. They get lost into the crayon box. That's the first form of indoctrination, getting lost into these crayon boxes, colors and things of those natures. White, black, Caucasian, all these types of things are just lost in some blood deficiations and blood mutations from people fucking over generations, creating more mutts. I think it's those interests. So you are what you eat, and you are who you surround yourself around. So we got to kind of understand that as well too. So if you're around individuals that look just like you, got those same flaunt out ass reprobate mentalities and things of those natures, then that's who you are. Then you got to kind of separate from those individuals, because if you're trying to wake up and you're really trying to learn more about yourself, if you're really trying to be your best self, your higher self, that flaunt out ass cliche ass term or word that they be using, your higher self, really, you know what I'm saying? These words and shit just got baggages on them. But we going to the purest space. We're going to the purest space of it. But if you want to be your best self, your true self, shit, all possible, you know what I'm saying? Your all possible self, you know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of understand. Gotta kind of understand what's going on, so you can be able to put yourself in these spaces and know that some people are just there because they may be lost into that cycle. They may be lost into looking at somebody outside of themselves and wanting to seeing themselves in that position. And you may not want to even be in that position. You may not even care about those things. You may not even care about, you know what I'm saying? You may not even care about all the money and attention that at some point you may be like, man, fuck all this shit. I need peace. I need sovereignty. I need some solid. You know what I'm saying? So that's you gonna have to that's you going to have to step more into your energy, you know what I'm saying? Drop your nuts a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Be like, man, fuck all this shit. I ain't got nothing to do with this shit, man. This shit ain't supporting me spiritually. This shit making me drained. This shit taking my creativity away from me. You know what I'm saying? This shit taking my time and my attention when most of my time and attention can be going to things I do with God. I'm in a hell. I'm in a routine or a pattern. So we got to kind of come to those types of conclusions, come to those senses so we can be able to understand what's going on, so we can start to gravitate more people that resonates with our true state of being when it comes to who we need to be matching our energies with, because, you know, Pluto is in Aquarius right now. So we want to make sure that we are around like-minded individuals, you know what I'm saying? Like-minded individuals, people, places, and things, because if you're not, then you're liable to getting taken advantage of. You're liable to getting your kindness taken for weakness. You're liable to getting played as a fool, you know what I'm saying? Nobody don't want to be in that position where they're being played as a fool because they was around people that looked like them, not knowing their true agenda, their true motives, their true colors, until shit hit the fan, you know what I'm saying? Until shit hit the fan and those people true colors came to the surface. You seen those people for what they are. They may have just been using you, they may have just been abusing you, they may have just been bruising you to get to a position where they was able to do things on themselves and not respect you for your energy and whatever, and the types of energy work that you put in to get there. So we got to kind of understand that, stop sacrificing ourselves to these demonic ass humans, so we can kind of be more in a space of all possibilities and be more in a space of God. So we're going to be more into that space, and whatever, no matter what type of sword or shield that these people try to cast, it ain't going to be able to affect us. It ain't going to be able to hit. So no weapon against you shall prosper, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I got to keep that in mind as well too, and understanding these energies, so you can be able to put yourself in these types of circumstances and situations and be able to skip all this bullshit that's going on, because it's seen as convenient, because we got a whole bunch of followers and nobody know how to be a leader. Everybody is blind following the blind, lost to their desires, lost to their lower animalistic natures. Nobody know how to actually build, come together, and have some intellectual property that can be seen as what we need to be doing in this world to be able to get humanity back on the right track, so we can start evolving this world instead of de-evolving. So everybody's on the path of de-evolution right now. So we got to kind of understand that as well when it comes to understanding yourself. And with the sun being in Sagittarius, we're all going to be a little bit more consciously aware of this. So it can go two ways. Are you going to be the one that's going to be expressing some form of wisdom, or are you going to be the one that's going to be expressing some form of foolishness energy, because you may lack of knowledge, and men and women shall perish for their lack of knowledge. So you got to keep that in mind as well too when it comes to understanding these energies and these types of frequencies and these spaces that we're all traveling through, these energetic spaces that we're all traveling through as a collective. So it's not just you, bitch. It's all of us, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Whole collective spiritual root race, bitch, in this motherfucking thing of the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all of us, bitch. It's not just you, bitch. It's not just him. It's all of us, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do this for all, bitch. We got to know how to sacrifice. We got to know how to, you know what I'm saying? You got to know how to sacrifice. You got to know how to be a vessel. You got to know how to be God down here in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the sun in Sagittarius is going to be giving all of us that energy, so we can all be able to participate with the universe, and knowing how to add on, and knowing what to separate from, and knowing what type of fruit that we need to be producing for God, instead of us producing these low-hanging fruit type of fruits that make God sick, that make God's stomach hurt, that make God vomit, that make God nauseous. You know what I'm saying? Just eating and producing types of bullshit that ain't got nothing to do with all possibilities. Y'all humans is going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna stay in this goddamn cycle for eternity, to turn into a motherfucking rock shit fart cloud. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta kind of understand what's going on. So we don't want spirits like we don't want y'all going to hell. Spirits like we want to see y'all, because y'all can become something more greater. Y'all can become something more beautiful. But it's too many people also to their ego. It's too many people also to rulership. It's too many people also to all types of things that's preventing all that. That's preventing this godly consciousness from being able to, you know what I'm saying, walk the land. You know what I'm saying? Be able to really flood the land, really be good esoteric waters and vibrations, swimming pools that we can hop in and out of, be able to go to distance locations, you know what I'm saying, travel and things of those natures. People are preventing that because they got little dicks and they're haters, you know what I'm saying? So we got to kind of understand it as well. We got to take the good with the bad. You got to know how to take the good with the bad. So you got to know that everything, the higher you go, the harder you fall. So we got to kind of understand that as well too when it comes to, you know what I'm saying, making sure that we got our mind on track, making sure that we're understanding the right things, making sure that we're being able to separate from the rest of the pack, so we can be able to walk alone. And we're going to be walking with God at that point, walking with all possibilities, even if you're not seeing the things in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension that's going to be making you feel satisfied, you know, satisfied. You know what I'm saying? All those types of energies. So we got to kind of understand this as well. so we can put ourselves in the right spectrum, so we can start to participate with the world without getting lost into the world, so we can be able to have something to add on to the universe instead of us just being in the space of taking from the universe and thinking that that's going to be fulfilling us at the end of the day. So we got to make sure that we're understanding these energies too, so we don't end up being a reprobate or end up flunking out or end up, you know what I'm saying, not being able to be well rounded as a person, as a spirit, but being single minded, being single direct minded, only wanting to see things go our way and not being able to see other people's perspective and how their mind works. So you can be well rounded as a spirit, be able to see things from all different type of angles. So you have 480 type of vision. You're not just lost into this 360, confined into this 360. You're able to go to different spaces and locations and see how this 360 is moving in general when it comes to the collective conscious of the humans. And you're being able to separate from that, and you're being able to understand and go to a different place, getting out of your ego, because you let that ego become a vulnerability, become a thunderbird. So you're able to go to a different space, so you're able to bring different gems and different knowledges and different teachings and new possibilities down here in this world that can help everybody and they can be for all. But it's up to humans at the end of the day if they're going to want to take this knowledge and be able to utilize it and apply it to their life. Because you can listen all you want to, you can support all you want to, but if you're not actually practicing faith that works, if you're not actually adding on these energies, if you're not actually doing a thing, then 9 times out of 10 it's falling on deaf ears. So we got to kind of keep that in mind as well too. So we got to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves around individuals that's actually going through these energies, actually going through these experiences, and you know what I'm saying, knowing how to sacrifice, knowing how to discipline themselves, knowing how to have virtues and principles and good moralities and things of those natures, so we can actually see something happen down here in this realm of reality when it comes to understanding and getting out of all these indoctrinations that humans be clinging on to, that humans be adopting, that only going to put them in a state of being of needing handouts, not knowing how to produce these energies themselves, needing the middleman. So we can skip all of that. Who always want to go to the middleman when you can be the main fucking protagonist of your own story? You know what I'm saying? You don't need no middleman when you the main protagonist, when everything that you're reading, everything that you're absorbing, everything that you're learning, everything that you've been getting taught is all about you at the end of the day. So the better that you're able to understand that, the better that you'll be able to understand how to go to that space and have your own emerald, holy emerald tablet. And then the better that you be able to shape and form and carve out one of those types of bricks and layering systems to be able to bring down here as a testimony or a fucking tablet to teach somebody, then that's going to be you being able to understand that what you created and being able to take accountability for what you created. So that's all that all possibilities in God want us to do. And the better that you be able to understand that, man, you ain't got to participate with these teams no motherfucking more, because you don't drop out of gems that you needed to. You don't did all the spiritual practices and strengthening that you needed to make sure that humans' minds is on the right track. You know what I'm saying? That you ain't got to come back to this bitch and experience this bitch no more. Bitch, these bitches got to get up to your level. You know what I'm saying? You went to a different level, bitch. So you know what I'm saying? We got to kind of understand that. We got to kind of understand that this actual mission and this actual battle. So we won't be getting so abducted by individuals and getting so abducted by this world and these demonic ass energies that ain't got nothing to do with all possibilities in God, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep that in mind as well too, when it comes to understanding ourselves. So it's all about self-realization, self-evaluation, self-accountability. It's all about you. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you. You know what I'm saying? This is all about you, baby. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do? Is you gonna lie to yourself? Is you gonna continually lie to yourself? Micro energy, be lying to yourself? Or is you gonna create a more greater lie? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna create you're gonna get out of that lie, because the lie is nothing but a true remix, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of understand what's going on, so you can kind of put ourselves in these better, healthier spiritual energies and things of those things, so we can be able to go through these spaces a little bit more lighter, a little bit more free. Be a little bit more free, have a little bit more peace. Everybody else is being chaotic spirits, manipulative spirits, trying to be gods to their own world, trying to be gods to that demonic ass energy, while you just in peace somewhere. You're separated from all of it, saying, man, fuck all that shit. That shit ain't got nothing to do with me. You gotta know how to be like that. Sometimes you just gotta be like, man, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. What I got going on in my purpose and what God want me to be doing in the spaces that I need to be fulfilling, that's gonna be putting me in more better and comfortable positions in my life. Sometimes you just gotta be like, man, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Whatever type of contract that try to come with it, man, ain't got nothing to do with that. So before y'all start to leap, you know what I'm saying, leap too far, you know what I'm saying, you gotta kind of understand what's going on before y'all start to leap too far now. But yeah, before y'all go too far and lost into this world, lost to the brain mechanisms and brain aneurysms. You know what I'm saying? Fuck around, get a brain, and you know what I'm saying? All this shit come from one space. Having too much of the washi who, you know what I'm saying? Having too much of the bullshit on your mind, dealing with the 1/3 dimension, not knowing that you are the creator, bitch. You get lost into the creations. Now you're depressed. Now you can't. You know what I'm saying? Now you can't fucking be free. Now you reprobate, you know what I'm saying? Get away from God, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Get away from me, bitch. Get away from me and God, bitch. We don't want nothing to deal with y'all reprobates, bitch. Go to hell. You know what I'm saying? Gotta know how to do it. Y'all gotta know how to talk to it. Y'all gotta know how to talk. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be able to see it. Eyes to ear. I said eyes to ear. All right, man. Fuck it. That's new shit. Eyes to hear, ears to see, bitch. You gotta know what the fuck going on before you get lost to these energies and lost into your own bullshit. So we don't want to get lost to our own bullshit. Dragon eating his tail. Same experiences, different life. Now you insanity. Now you crazy, bitch. Now you on the path of insanity, bitch. So you gotta kind of understand what's going on, so we can be able to put ourselves in more healthier spiritual spaces and energetic frequencies, things of those natures. But yeah, when it comes to the sun being a Sagittarius, these are going to be the energies that we're going to be expressing through our solar plexus. Know what I'm saying? That's what they like to call it. Through our solar plexus. Know what I'm saying? So we're all going to be wanting to express some form of expansion. We're all going to be a little bit more mutable when it comes to our viewpoints, our philosophies, our ideologies. I'm saying how we can be able to add that on to whatever's going on in the world when it comes to the way that other people is developing and the spaces that other people are in when they're deriving their philosophies and ideologies, and seeing if you're going to be expressing something that makes sense that can be added on to the conversation, added on to what we're building, added on to the universe. Or you may be in some flunked out ass shit that always put you in a space where you have to defend and fight and argue for and against something at the end of the day. So, bitch, if you ain't got nothing that we can add on to the conversation that's going to be able to help all, and you getting out of your biases and things of those natures, and you just trying to do something because you got a bias or a little dick or small insecurities and things of those natures, then, bitch, you need to get out of conversation. Bitch, you need to go learn a little bit. Bitch, you need to go get back into life, or you need to get punched in the nuts. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you may need to get punched in the nuts a little bit. Bitch, you may be too comfortable into your own motherfucking mind, your own hell. Bitch, you may not be able to see everything that's going on around you. So we got to kind of keep that in mind as well, too. So when it comes to real spirits down here, we got to make sure that we're understanding these energies so we can start to participate with the world and be able to build on this new world, because we're in a new space right now. We're going through a new shift. And with all of us going through this new shift, we're all going to be in a space of being our true selves. So you got to make sure that you're being yourself. You got to make sure that you're being authentic. You got to make sure that you're being genuine. Because you ain't being yourself, if you ain't being authentic, if you ain't being genuine, bitch, you being something that's not you, bitch, you trying to be something, you trying to strive to be something, bitch, you ain't gonna come back and be like, I am, bitch, you gonna be like, I'm that, I want to be that. You always want to see, people don't know how to be themselves nowadays, so they always want to be something that they see outside of themselves as maybe getting a lot of attention and likes at the moment. I want to be that, I want to be that, I want to be with that person because they're getting a lot of attention and likes, but they don't know how to be themselves, so they still got small dick energies, you know what I'm saying? They still got better male qualities and things of those things. Those people aren't loyal, but I want to be like that because I see everybody else getting validation for being so tired of being tied into those spaces and things of those natures. Y'all humans got to stop that. That's only gonna put y'all in spaces where y'all still being demons, running in legions, needing packs, and y'all not able to actually be yourself and separate from the pack, separate from the collective conscious, separate from the world, so you can be able to have something to stand for. So you're gonna be falling for everything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure that you got some good ass healthy knees in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Good ass healthy knees in this. You know what I'm saying? Good ass healthy knees and ankles in this bitch, so you just won't be falling for everything. So you can kind of see how these things are created and see how these things was crafted from that going to the holy space, and see how these things are created and see how these things are crafted. So you won't be lost into these energies your damn self. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta keep that in mind as well. You gotta keep it real. If you ain't keeping it real with yourself, then you ain't gonna know how to keep it real with others. You're gonna be fake. You're gonna be faking the funk. So you gotta make sure that you're not faking the funk and keeping it real with yourself. So when real people come around, you know how to respect what's real. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure that you're not developing so many insecurities and biases to protect your vulnerabilities. You know what I'm saying? Let that shit on. Let your nuts hang a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you know what I'm saying? Let your nuts hang a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to let your nuts hang a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Wear that. Let that become something that molds you, that shape you, that turn you into the beast that you're supposed to be. That turn you into the man that you're supposed to be. Knowing how to go through these energies of sacrificing. Knowing how to go through these energies of rejection. Knowing how to go and deal with these energies of not having. At the end of the day, God is with you. You know what I'm saying? All possibilities is with you. So don't you know, these words are crazy. These words are crazy. You know what I'm saying? But all possibilities is with you. At the end of the day, you gotta know that. So you gotta know how to deal with these energies. So the better that we able to understand how to endure and be able to have some resilience, you know what I'm saying? Then the better that you'll be able to understand how to go about these energies and attack these energies from a different angle. Instead of if you're going about these energies how everybody else been going about these energies. Because you know what I'm saying, you're a follower, you're a sheep. You maybe promise something, things of those natures. You go about it in a whole different way. You being yourself, you being one of a kind, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of understand that as well too. When it comes to making sure that we got our mind on the right things. And when it comes to our expressions, what are you expressing? What are you trying to escape from? When it comes to, are you around individuals that's blocking you from being able to express your creativity? Or are you around individuals that's encouraging you and inspiring you to be able to go for your creativity, your dreams, your imaginations, your purpose, and your missions? And things of those nature, so you can be able to develop the right faith and beliefs and make sure that you're putting the right faith, belief, and imaginations into whatever you're trying to plant, whatever seed that you're trying to plant. So we got to keep that in mind as well too. The sun is the seed. The sun is like the mustard seed, and the moon is like the emotions and the nourishment that we give to that seed so it can grow. So keeping up with these transits, keeping up with these cycles, then we'll be able to understand how to actually form esoterically, and then we'll be able to actually see these things into fruition, and then we'll be fruitful, and we'll be planting good healthy fruits that can be used for all possibilities in God, instead of us planting fruits that got bugs and parasites in it, because we still may be lost into some narcissistic, egotistical, self-serving type of energies and things of those natures. So we got to make sure that we're understanding these as well when it comes to tracking the sun, looking at the sun. And the sun is the seed. The sun is our conscious awareness. The moon is our reactions, our emotions, the water that we give to that seed so it can be able to grow. So what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do with it? Are you gonna be putting yourself in spaces and creating scenarios where you're around individuals that's blocking you from being able to express yourself, express your morality, express your knowledge, express your meanings and your reasons? People that challenge your meanings and your reasons instead of being able to add on to your meanings and your reasons that you're expressing if you're coming from the spaces that I'm coming from? Are you around people that's lost into their indoctrinations, that's lost into their own biases and things of those natures, not being able to see anything outside of themselves because they may be blinded by their own lights and illusions, delusions, being illuminated instead of being enlightened? Because right now, with the sun being in Sagittarius, we're all trying to be more enlightened, not illuminated. So illuminated means that you are blinded by things that deal with the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension. You're blinded by the money, the likes, the attention. You're blinded by the money, the likes, the attention, the notoriety, the material game, monetary game, all those things. You're blinded by all those things, and you're utilizing those things as a sense of a ego and things those things to get validated from. But being enlightened comes from you being able to see these energies and produce these energies within yourself. So you don't care about no form of validation, attention, money, security, none of that, because you know that you are these things. You have these energies and these natures. So that's you getting back closer to God and separating from this false ass, synthetic ass world that people are just abducted by when it comes to their minds and their spaceships, abducted by all these lights. So that's the real allegory of these aliens that they be trying to broadcast on the news and make people believe that there's aliens in the sky. Nah, these bitches trying to take your attention, trying to take your esoteric currency, and you know what I'm saying, make you buy these cheap ass spaceships and mentalities that only gonna benefit them at the end of the day. So you gotta kind of understand that as well too, when it comes to understanding the actual world and spirituality. So that's what it's all about. Spirituality is individuality. So the better that you know how to obtain a sense of your individuality from being able to separate from all the bullshit, all the indoctrinations, all the lostness in the world, then you will be a little bit more closer to God, spirituality, your spirit, nothingness, because you're gonna be like, damn, I don't really need nothing. This shit need me at the end of the day. So, you know what I'm saying? So you won't be in search. So you get out of the energy of being in search. So you won't be guilty by associations. It gets deep when it comes to understanding these energies. So the better that you know how to get out of those energies of being in search, you won't be lost. You know what I'm saying? But some of us get lost. Some of us got to get lost. Some people got to get lost into the energies, got to get lost into other people's minds and frequencies and things of those natures, so we can be able to find ourselves through that traumatic experience, through that traumatic, catastrophic type of moment that we had to go through and things of those natures. So we got to kind of understand that as well too. I'm not saying don't experience. I'm saying go through experiences, but have some discernment. So it's all about having discernment at the end of the day. So the better that you're able to understand and have discernment when it comes to you going through these experiences, then the better that you will be able to know how to cherry pick. and not get lost into the experience, because you are the creator. So we're just sharing experiences, our spiritual experiments and things of those natures. So what you have in discernment, you'll know what qualities and natures that you have, and what qualities and natures that the other people may have that may be good and that may be bad. So you'll be able to separate from the whole thing in general and go to a more pure space where you're not just utilizing the things in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension around you. When it comes to these qualities and natures and characteristics that this person may have built their mind around to protect them from being vulnerable, and utilizing it as a form of an ego, so they can be able to feel like they got an upper hand or some form of leverage over you, trying to be in a space of belittling you and things of those natures, because humans, you know, they get into them spaces of thinking that they're better than something. There, but bitch, you put on your pants the same way I put on my pants. Bitch, you shit, bleed, and fuck the same way I shit, bleed, and fuck. So we gotta keep that in mind as well too. We gotta make sure that we get out of those egos and thinking that we are better than people, because ain't nobody better than nobody, bitch, unless you God itself, bitch. And trust me, you don't want to be that, because you don't want to be responsible for nobody fucking mind down here. So we gotta keep that in mind as well too. When it comes to these people that be in these positions of rulership and powers, they really think they be better than people because they came up with some ideology. They came up with some oral tradition that everybody had the ability to come up with, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can go outside to look at the sun and call that something, come up with a name and tracking, to come up with how we see that playing out through the seasons and things of those natures, without even having to utilize these words. Bitch, you can just call that bitch a ooh-ah, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Ooh-ah, that bitch come back around, we'll add something else to that bitch, ooh-ah, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what we're doing. That's basically how the natives was looking at it. And so these individuals came over here with their mental illnesses and tried to capitalize off of it. So it's all about capitalism, and people just want to capitalize off shit, you know what I'm saying? People trying to capitalize off your damn spirit, you know what I'm saying? People want to capitalize off spirit. Like, damn, how can you capitalize off nothing? These people gonna find something to capitalize off of. That's the hell that y'all making for y'all self. Hope y'all know that, you know what I'm saying? That's the hell that y'all making for y'all self, bitch. Y'all gonna be stuck into a form. Y'all gonna be screaming for eons and eons and eons, bitch. I was trying to capitalize and make something hard, make something firm, bitch. I was trying to square some shit out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, hope y'all know that's the same word that y'all going to. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Take ears to see, eyes to hear. You listen all you want to, but if you're not actually practicing these things, if you're not actually seeing the truth of it, if you're not taking this and applying it to your life and the shit that you can be able to look around and see individuals lost into and things of those natures, when it comes to what's going on in your world, your subjectivity, being able to utilize this subjectivity to be able to see what's going on when it comes to the objectivity of the world, and how you may be lost into the objectivity, lost into the money, the monetary gain, these individuals' ideologies, and you going down the same path that they going down at the end of the day. So you got to keep that in mind as well too, before we go too far. But yeah, when it comes to the sun being in Sagittarius, this is going to be putting us in a space where we're going to be looking at people, places, and things, or circumstances and scenarios in whatever area of life you have Sagittarius in. If you've been planting the right seeds to put you in a space that you can feel free. You're gonna be feeling free. You're gonna feel like you got the right morality. You're gonna feel like your morality is the shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel like you, whatever belief system, whatever type of education, whatever you have learned going through these academic spaces and things of those natures, whatever you have been acquiring from the world, you're gonna feel like that's the shit right now. And you're gonna be feeling free. You're gonna have the energy, you're gonna have the vitality to be able to express it, with the courage and the inspiration to wake other individuals up. Or if you've been planting bad seeds, if you didn't know nothing about yourself, you just been getting dead, your mind been getting, you know what I'm saying? If your mind just been getting goddamn washed up on, your mind been getting goddamn ran through and shit like this, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep that in mind as well too. If your mind just been getting flunked out and shit, then you may not know yourself. You may feel caged by everything, any small little thing. You gonna feel caged by it. You gonna feel like, damn, I feel caged. Damn, I can't express myself. I need this. I need that. I need to go get this. I need to look like this. I need to put this type of makeup on. I need to have this type of haircut. I gotta make sure I'm this big. I gotta make sure I'm this buff, so I can be able to feel like myself again. You know what I'm saying? You lost at that point. You lost it, but you lost God at that point, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of understand what's going on before we go too far into these energies and be goddamn fools and reprobates and shit. So we can be able to have a little bit peace, a little peace. You know what I'm saying? A little peace, a little bit of sovereignty. So you gotta liberate yourself. So if you ain't liberating yourself, bitch, 9 times out of 10 you accepting something. You know what I'm saying? You accepting some bullshit. You accepting a generational curse, bitch. It ain't got nothing to do with your spirit and your spirit family and what your spirit needs you to be doing. So you don't want to go down that hell with those individuals, because they're gonna be in that hell for a long time. And they ain't got no person that's like me, that's like you, that know how to be able to speak and come from this type of angle to help those spirits out and get out of that lostness. Shit, another a couple more eons, and at that point, bitch, you are away from God. Bitch, God can't save you at that point, bitch. You know what I'm saying? God can't save you at that point, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when it comes to these energies and shit, gotta make sure that we're understanding that. Gotta make sure that we're understanding what's going on, so we don't end up getting flunked out. So we don't end up being no reprobates and things of those natures. So we can be have a little bit more peace and not feel so caged. But we're gonna be feeling caged regardless. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all checking whatever area of life y'all got, Sagittarius. So if you got Sagittarius in your sixth house, you may feel caged by your responsibilities, your work, your routines, your patterns, because we're all gonna be wanting to be a little bit more free and expand right now. And you may feel like these things are blocking you from being able to expand. But you gotta make sure that you're not blocking yourself from being able to expand into that next area of life. Because some things that you may have built comfortability in, you may not be able to take those things with you in the next step. You know what I'm saying? You may not be able to take those things with you in the next transition that you go through. So we gotta make sure that we're understanding that as well too. Even when it comes down to the people that we be in relationships with, the people that we be fucking, you know what I'm saying? They still may be in some energies of, you know what I'm saying? Let's say for instance you go through a new space, so you growing, you growing, you learning, you evolving. Let's say that those people still lost into that template. Man, you try to express yourself in some way, those gonna be the same individuals that's gonna have you feeling caged, like you can't express yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be yourself. Like you can't just be, because they're lost into some bullshit. They're lost into a way of wanting to be seen. They're lost into an image, a light, or Lucifer lying to themselves, because they may have been validated and you may have been adding on to. You know what I'm saying? You may have been adding on to the fire. You may have been adding fuel to the fire. You know what I'm saying? We all go through those naive states, those naive phases. It just be phases we be going through. You know what I'm saying? Especially y'all females. Y'all get hit with it the most. So y'all be going through these phases and shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fuck with homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy might be popping, but you know what I'm saying? You growing. You learning. You go through your hypergamy. Your Saturn turned around the corner. You want to mature. You want to grow. You want to settle down. You want to do all these things. But homeboy, he's still, you know what I'm saying, still in that mentality and things of those things. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring that with you in that next state, in that phase in your life. So that's where you start to feel caged. That's where that little tick for tack energy comes in. That's where the little battle comes in. Those little conversations that you start having, like, man, this nigga's still a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You think like, man, this nigga's still a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gotta kind of understand what's going on, so y'all can prevent that ahead of time. You know what I'm saying? Why understanding astronomy, life, you know what I'm saying? Get out of the baggage and the words, understanding life. But this can kind of help you pinpoint life, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of help you have more of a direction on what you're looking at, so you can see what you're looking at, so you can look over the test. Like, you got all the answers to the test, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to go goddamn cheating on other people's tests. You already got all the answers to the test and things of those natures. So we gotta kind of understand these energies as well before we get flunked out into these energies and things of those natures. But yeah, when it comes to, we got to make sure that we're understanding on knowing how to grow. At the end of the day, we all got to know how to grow. Because if you ain't growing, bitch, what you doing, bitch? You just being an enabler, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You been an enabler at that point, bitch. You ain't growing, bitch. You ain't learning from your experiences, bitch. You still trying to run back to the same people, places, and things, thought forms and ideas, ways of gaining comfortability and security, bitch. You ain't growing, bitch. You an enabler at that point, bitch. You need to get the fuck up, bitch. You need to get locked. You need to go to Belmont Pines or some shit, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You need to get locked away somewhere, bitch. Bitch, you blocking everybody water. Bitch, you trying to block everybody water. Bitch, you trying to block everybody from being able to shine. Bitch, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta kind of understand what's going on before we get too flunked out into these energies and think that we the best shit, but we ain't did no shadow work, no self-evaluation, no internal work, no learning, no growing our damn selves. We ain't go through enough experiences our damn selves. So we trying to block everybody from being able to have a form of peace in God and all possibilities. Bitch, you blocking everybody water at that point. Bitch, go to jail. Bitch, go to hell. Bitch. And bitch, eventually you're gonna end up in either one, bitch, hell, jail, or up under somebody SUV, bitch. You pick it, bitch. It's your battle. You know what I'm saying? Your battle, bitch. You know what I'm saying? We gotta kind of understand what's going on when it comes to understanding these energies, so y'all won't be getting so flunked out and reprobated and being lost causes and shit. So those are going to be the type of spirits that a lot of individuals are going to be manifesting. Those reckless ass spirits, those reckless ass people, those reckless ass individuals and associates and co-workers and things of those things. You got to mention that we're not being one of those energies or lost into one of those templates. So we can have we can be the one that can just sit back and just drink some coffee, drink some tea at the end of the day, while everybody else is just falling like dominoes and shit. We could be the one that have some a sense of spirituality and God and be able to eat popcorn and things of those natures. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's life. You know what I'm saying? It's just life. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna have an idle mind, or are you gonna have a good mind, good healthy mind? You got your mind regulated and your soul fits. You know what I'm saying? You went to astrology, you watching me, you know what I'm saying? You watching other people in the subconscious community, you know what I'm saying? You watch the little pilot, you know what I'm saying? All those good energies that can be helping everybody in the world be able to raise their mind, have better ways of thinking and feeling, but people lost into egos. People lost into their damn egos down here that is preventing people from being able to get to these spaces. They're too lost. You got individuals trying to control that. They're drinking y'all dry. We got individuals behind the scenes. They be hiding in the shadows in the dark behind the scenes, watching y'all from a distance. Like, oh yeah, we got him. We got him. We got him. Oh, make him popular. Make him a puppet. Let's get him lit. Let's get him lit. Oh yeah, they're expressing our character. We're gonna drink all these energies. We got the holy blood of Jesus Christ. And we're gonna fuck to these. And all of a sudden, you fucked up. These people be fucked up in the mind. They be fucked up in the mind. I'm telling y'all, they be fucked up in the mind. They're real vampires. They're real vampires. We're gonna make them, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna make sure that we kill those people, and they're gonna be playing out those people characters and natures in the spirit realm. And we're gonna be drinking their energy and blood, and we're gonna fuck, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna fuck with these energies in our mind. We're gonna bring our new children down here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be careful. Y'all gotta know what's going on. I don't think y'all know what's going on. I don't think y'all really know what's going on. I just think y'all just lost into the lights and the attention. Y'all just think y'all too free with y'all self. Y'all too free with y'all spirit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just too free and too goofy. Y'all know y'all too goofy down here. That's why y'all can't be able to see things for what they are. Y'all too goofy in this world. So I gotta kind of understand what's going on, because y'all can be having y'all gold, y'all intellectual property taken away from y'all. Y'all don't even know how to develop a build on intellectual property. God damn. You don't even know how to develop a build on intellectual property at the end of the day. That's crazy. That's real crazy. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's hey, you know what I'm saying? They block people like me. And they shadow ban people like me. They shadow ban a whole bunch of people to keep y'all in these states of not knowing y'all self. So y'all just robot, sheep, blind, leading blind, weak, dumb, blind. That's where they need y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's the spaces that they need y'all in at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Blaze and Mellow, Jealousy. You know what I'm saying? That's the spaces that they need y'all in at the end of the day. They need y'all to be playing on those characters and those characteristics at the end of the day, because that's how they make their money. So they look at all y'all like disposable. They look at all y'all like tangible. They look at all y'all like something they can capitalize off of and things of those natures. So we got to kind of understand this as well too. Bitch, you can't capitalize off spirit. Bitch, you can't contain nothing, bitch. You just gonna be something that get used and abused. When it comes to real powerful spirits and that understand, that know how to be able to be nothing, be like nothing, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you trying to be like something, bitch. You trying to cling on to something at the end of the day. So that's gonna be the bed that y'all make for y'allself. And when it comes to real powerful spirits, bitch, we ain't trying to be like nothing. We just being ourselves, and we know that we ain't nothing. We ain't shit, and we ain't trying to be shit. We ain't trying to be responsible for the shit that be on y'all mind. We ain't trying to be responsible for the flaunt out shit that y'all go to sleep on and things of those things, because that's gonna be the same world that y'all built for y'allself in the next life. Y'all gonna continuously go down that cycle and path. And y'all gonna continuously have spirits come back to sit y'all down on y'all ass and be like, hey, bitch, I'm the shit. You just been trying to be some shit and look at you. Now you're retarded flaunt. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta kind of understand what's going on and give respect where respect is given when it comes to this spiritual shit. And when it comes to who we need to be supporting, so we can kind of get our mind on the right track and understand the actual fight and the actual battle and the esoteric realm, so we can stop that shit in general, because we all need to be in a position where we're all in our kingship and queenship power. So we won't have to battle and fight and argue, you know what I'm saying, compare dick sizes and twat sizes. There's no nature, bitch. We know how to create these things, and we can create something more better and more glorified, bitch. You know what I'm saying? To make this shit like it just ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Make this shit like a goddamn fish or a bird that we was once lost into. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those gonna be the Sun and Sagittarius energies for everybody. You know what I'm saying? For all of our monkey asses in this goddamn primitive ass body. You know what I'm saying? For all of our monkey asses. Got to make sure that we're not being blocked. Got to make sure that we're not around individuals that make us feel like we can express our charismatic gifts. We got to make sure that we're not around individuals that still lost into those Jesus Christ energies, you know what I'm saying? But still have some wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Because some people can't be saved, you know. Some grandmas, you know what I'm saying? That's how some grandmas was raised up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Going back to, you know what I'm saying? But we got to be the one that's that's stopping this generational curse from being able to plague the land, plague individuals' minds. So we got to be the ones that wake up, especially if you're from my generation. You know what I'm saying? Pluto and Sagittarius. We got to make sure that we're the ones that's stopping this. So that's how they're trying to block us. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this teaching shit, because they know we the shit. Like we the shit when it comes to it. Like we can really wake everybody up. That's why they're trying to block all of us from being able to come together and be able to shine and be able to get attention and likes and gravitate individuals, because people just lost. You know what I'm saying? People just lost into this colorism shit. People just lost into all these indoctrinations and biases and things of those natures. So we can't be able to actually help people how we need to help people, and they'll try to utilize a puppet. We'll see them utilizing a puppet. We'll see them utilizing a Casanet or Aiden Ross, one of these Jewish type of people, to make them lit. You know what I'm saying? Make everybody direct their attention towards that bullshit, that hell. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but a hell at the end of the day. When they caught spirits like me and other spirits online, like, man, that's bullshit. Y'all don't need none of that shit. Like that shit ain't gonna do nothing. We getting ready to become something beautiful. We getting ready to become something greater than this shit. Like, why y'all still clinging on to that shit? We need to be rebelling against that. You know what I'm saying? We need to be rebelling against that shit. But they'll block people. They'll shadow ban people. They'll block people like us. They'll make sure that we don't see the light of day. You know what I'm saying? They'll make sure that we don't see the light of day. But you gotta keep that in mind as well too. So we got to stick together when it comes to this real spiritual shit and this real soul tribal energy. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? If we do have to come back, at least we came back with one of us. You know what I'm saying? The pack or something. You know what I'm saying? One of us in the family group. You know what I'm saying? Real hard, real spiritual indigenous. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got like a couple more. You know what I'm saying? I be going deep. I be thinking about things like this. I be going deep. Like, man, we got like a couple more lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? Until we out of this bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody getting ready to take that atmospherical body. Well, some people ain't gonna know how to have the right mind. Like, I'm like, damn, some people ain't gonna have the right mind to be able to take that atmospherical body. So there's just gonna be some retarded ass atmospheres and shit. You know what I'm saying? Creating a see, that's the mistake that we keep making. We keep making worlds like this one that mimic this one. We weren't supposed to be doing that. We weren't supposed to make no worlds that mimic this one, because it's something that we already done did. You know what I'm saying? It's like us going back to, it's like a human going back to an animal body. You know what I'm saying? What type of human want to go back to an animal body and get domesticated? You know what I'm saying? So we got to kind of understand what's going on, so we can put ourselves in the right spaces and things of those natures. But got to stick together as a spiritual family and make sure that we're not just trying to be lost into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension, get lost into the sauce, because there's a lot of energies that's going to be hidden in Sagittarius. People gonna try to utilize this energy against you, and again, you know what I'm saying, to make it like you need a straitjacket, to make it like you crazy. What you talking about ain't the truth. What you talking about ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to Neptune being in Pisces, Saturn being in Pisces, people gonna be trying to utilize their likeness to make it, to belittle you, but do it in a sarcastic way. You know what I'm saying? Make it come across in a sarcastic way to make it like, damn, what you talking about is crazy. But we see the proof in the pudding. Like, you can be putting in work for like tens of thousands of years, bitch. You can actually be the motherfucking God itself, coming back down here telling everybody y'all retarded, y'all dumb as fuck. People still gonna look at you like you crazy, like you retarded, like you don't make sense. You know what I'm saying, bitch? You know what I'm saying? And get back in that colony. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. Like, it's weird. That's human. It's like human energy, just human thoughts and feelings. You gotta kind of separate from all of that. Just be like, man, fuck that shit. I create something better than this bullshit to destroy this shit. Cause that's all that's gonna happen. This shit gonna get destroyed for when it comes to what we creating in the spiritual realm. When it comes to that cloud that we producing, that geographical location that we're deriving out of these waters in the spiritual realm, it's gonna destroy this shit. So we got to kind of understand that, kind of get out of our lostness, and kind of be able to understand what Sagittarius is trying to teach us, and what Sagittarius is trying to help us understand when it comes to the world around us and how we see the world and how we view the world. Because you may think that you're right now, but you may be in the opposite position of what's actually right. You know what I'm saying? Of the actual holy council and the holy holies. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep that in mind as well too. Especially when it comes to online. Like, it's real crazy. It's real tricky online, because there's like a whole bunch of psyops and narratives going on online that people just don't understand. But real spirits can be able to pinpoint it and see it for what it is, and just be like, man, it's jealousy at the end of the day. It's hater energy at the end of the day. It's something that we don't need. Something that ain't gonna be able to benefit all. Something that ain't gonna be able to help us come to some form of terms and agreements. Ain't nobody gonna be making no money from it. Ain't nobody gonna be getting put into no respectable position. So at the end of the day, bitch, you trying to protect something, bitch, you trying to shield something. But you trying to hide something. You know what I'm saying? But you trying to hide something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But we gotta keep that in mind as well too. So all the spiritual people out there, to all the spiritual content creators out there, just know that you're being targeted, you're being watched. You got people trying to mimic you. You got individuals trying to send psyops to you. You got individuals trying to watch you and things of those natures. But you got to stay strong, stay diligent. You know what I'm saying? Stay resilient. You know what I'm saying? So no weapon against you shall prosper. With no weapon, no idea, no feeling that they come up with against you shall prosper. But yeah, it's been Who Got 360. Hope I enjoyed the video. Peace.